But the cost of doing business itself is a relative terminology.
Right.
High relative to what?
Yes.
That's the question.
Any comparisons?
Any comparisons? And indeed, in our tariff administration, all the time we try to look at what happens in our neighboring ports to see, so that at any point we ensure we don't outprice ourselves. Yeah. Though we know the choices are not really there for people to go to other ports, but the focus is to facilitate trade and ensure that our ports are attractive. And at least when the ports are attractive and cheaper to do business with, it will reflect in the wider economy. Yes. And we have a responsibility to ensure that.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so I just got a call. Somebody was trying to find out the fact that we have, other organizations within the clearance chain who also come in with some form of bills and all that. Yeah. We have, statutory charges, like you mentioned in your submission. All these things are deducted. We have the freight forwarders also on the other line. And sometimes you find some of these people charging, their clients some monies that they don't understand. And so, the general perception is that, okay, the cost of doing business at the ports is very high. And so that's something that I think that we need to channel our energies on by educating, sensitizing, and drumming home the fact that it's not only GPHA that charges at the ports. Our charges are just handling and just a few. I mean, it's not that much. But if you take a look at the litany of charges in the the whole thing, you realize that GPHA doesn't even. So please, that perception is not GPHA, it's not us. So let's make that one very clear. In terms of doing this, making business very easy, the ease of doing business, are there any things that we are doing?
Well, I think the discussion we've had so far all points towards ease of doing business. Yes. I mean, the digitalization is a contributing factor, automating, provision of necessary equipment. They are all contributing factors of easing the doing of business in our ports. But I just want to maybe emphasize what you just said, that the different entities that contribute to cost of doing business in the port certainly are independent of the port. And the port charges in a very presentation that our maritime sector made to the economic management team showed that the port authorities charges is even less than 10% of the total.
Right.
But of course, there are various taxes within the GRA system for cargo clearance and other government agencies that are also providing services in the port that charge. And looking at all that aggregate, that is what makes us expensive. Right. And I think the economic management team took note of that. And I want to believe that His Excellency the Vice President, who is the chairman, and his team are examining all that to see what recommendations they can come up with to help us at least manage the cost of doing business. But essentially, easing the doing of business in the port is just about keeping your eye on efficiency.
Yes.
And efficiency talks about infrastructure, facilities, and then competence of the workforce that is going to ensure that the cargo is handled quickly and safely. Right. We are doing. Maybe our only challenge now will be the access road, very good road network in and out of the ports. That is a major concern both in town and Takoradi. Yes. And government is well aware of that. There's a lot of effort. In fact, there's a project right now that we are trying to pursue to expand the hospital road. The hospital road that connects the port to the motorway. Yes. There's a project we are discussing currently. And I think that probably in the next couple of months, we'll get the opportunity to be able to make some progress in terms of how that route can be developed as part of the efforts to open the ports into the hinterland. Right. Yeah.
And can we take a look at our transit partners, Mali, Burkina, Niger, and what we're doing to get them to stay with us, irrespective of the fact that now they have, there's this issue with ECOWAS about their, quest to from the regional body. And the fact that, yes, the regional is also kind of like extended the branch, trying to smoke the pipe and get them back and all that. What are we doing to get them?
Well, for us as ports, we every single shipper that brings, whether 1 or 10 containers. And therefore, our focus is always on how to attract importer or exporter to use our ports. And over the years, we appreciated the patronage of our ports by by the 3 countries. And as of now, the last exercise we did in 2023, we realized that we are number 2 in terms of transit volumes, because we are competing with Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Benin.
Wow.
And we are second to Togo currently in terms of total traffic volume that we handle to these countries.
Right.
And our focus has always been to work harder to ensure that we become more attractive to them.
Right.
And our safety and security record is top at all times. They've raised issues about the corridor where there are too many police checkpoints, which, in fact, last year we had a mission to Burkina Faso. The Customs Commissioner himself was with us. A very senior police officer represented the IGP.
Right.
They raised all the challenges they were facing, the road blocks and the difficulties drivers face.
Right.
We've had that engagement. Since we came back from that mission, Customs has taken some measures.
Right.
Police has also taken some measures. And we are improving gradually. Within Tema Port, we used not to have a truck park for these trucks. You used to see all around the port, these trucks parking haphazardly. We've been able to procure a whole trucking facility in Community 1 in Tema, which we've developed, and the truckers now park there very decently. I think those are all little things that we are doing. Again, because the charges, some of the charges are in USD. We have situations where, because of fluctuation, they complain that you can clear your cargo today at a certain fee, and next week or 3 weeks, if you are not, we are unfortunate and the cedi drops in value, you come and you have to pay more. We as a port authority have decided that we will then provide to them quarterly rates, which they will pay, to ensure that at least there's predictability in the cost. So there's quite a lot of work we are doing, and I believe you know very well that under the marketing and corporate affairs department, we have a representative office in Burkina Faso, which is responsible for Mali and Niger. And the department is working collaboratively to ensure that at any given time, concerns by these shippers are able to be, gathered within the shortest possible time so that we can address them. So, and we also appreciate the representations. Those countries also have their representatives, the Shippers Council, the Chambers of Commerce in our ports, helping all of us to work together to ensure that we make Ghana's corridor as attractive as possible.
Right, awesome. Right, tonight we are taking a look at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the port in Ghana, and how we performed in 2023, what the Port Authority is doing to position the port as a preferred port in the West African sub-region, infrastructure-wise, equipment-wise, machinery-wise, everything. And we are also taking a look at the prospects for 2024 and going ahead. With us in the studio is our guest, Mr. Michael Achagwe Luguje, who is the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. We're going for a quick break. When we return, your messages are coming in thick and fast, and we shall also activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. Please stay with us. We'll be back.
Guys, now I'm tired. I'll go on a date with whoever gets here first.
Princess, really? Okay, I dey come.
Shut up!
Mame, boss, fill my tank with Super XP Ron 95.
Fill up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle.
Sorry, Tony got here first, so I'm stepping with him.
Oh, cut him. Hey, go for mommy.
Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Always go for Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Goyle, good energy. Goyle is good energy. Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the flood have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Motor Policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect.
Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Mr. Michael Achagwe Luguje, and tonight we're taking a look at the ports in Ghana, both Tema and Takoradi, and the GPHA as a whole, and how we performed last year, that's 2023, what the Port Authority is doing to position us as the preferred port in the sub-region, and indeed what the prospects for 2024 are. And he's spoken a lot about what we've done so far in terms of infrastructure, in terms of equipment, in terms of machinery and all that. We are continuing the conversation, but at this time, the production tells me that we would go into the inbox and have your messages. He can respond to them, and then we can also activate the phone lines